it is not a coincidence that all of these Democrat senators take an absurd amount of money from Big Pharma. Like, none of that is a coincidence. And I want to play for you probably the greatest evil example of that, which is, of course, Pocahontas Elizabeth Warren, who I apologize in advance for your ears. I understand that it's hard to listen to her voice, especially when she gets angry, because she gets really shrill and she likes to scream. But I saw it. I saw this level of stupidity. And so now you have to see it too. This exchange is just chef's kiss. Watch.
Anybody can get the booster.
I'm sorry?
Anybody can get it, Senator.
Anybody. So you're saying that is now the official rule of HHS. Anybody is eligible to get a booster by just walking into the pharmacy.
It's not recommended for healthy people.
No.
Okay, hold on. So let me just address this in case you guys missed it. The CDC does not recommend that certain people, certain healthy young people, get the booster for COVID, because why would they? Because they did the studies, and it turns out there's a lot more likelihood that you have a negative consequence from taking the jab than there is that you're going to have any sort of long-term bad thing happen to you from contracting COVID. They did the science. I know the Democrats like to use the word science all the time. They did the science, and they determined that they were not going to recommend that people in that range get it. That's all it was. And you hear Elizabeth Warren, you're going to hear her about to go a little nutso. And it's like, dude, he never said people couldn't go get it. He just, they did the science, they did the studies, and they said, we're just not going to, as a government agency, recommend it. You still have free will to go inject yourself with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a million boosters if you would like. I personally don't recommend it, but I'm not a doctor. So that's not actual medical expertise. Okay. So let's go ahead and listen to how mad Karen Warren gets here. Watch.
Recommend, then the consequence of that in many states is that you can't walk into a pharmacy and get one. It means insurance companies don't have to cover the $200 or so cost.
Okay.
As Senator Dr. Cassidy said, you are effectively denying people vaccines.
No. You're not going to recommend a product for which there's no clinical data for that indication. Is that what I should be doing?
What you should be doing is honoring your promise that you made when you were looking to get confirmed in this job.
You're going like this.
That is, you promised that you would not take away vaccines from anyone who wanted them. You just changed
this is so
the classification of the COVID vaccine.
I'm not taking them away from people,
This is so disingenuous.
It takes it away.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. I really thought that I could get through this, but I got to stop it one more time here. It is so disingenuous for this woman to try to claim that because he is looking at the statistics and the government agency decides to recommend or not recommend something, that you are, quote, effectively, that's a very loosely used effectively. You are, quote, effectively taking vaccines away from people. I mean, so what Elizabeth Warren is telling you right now is that she cares more about insurance companies being able to pay for things, perhaps get reimbursed, perhaps get money from the government. She is more interested in who pays for a drug than whether or not it should be recommended based off of the statistics and the science that is available. I mean, you've got to be some level of evil to suggest that they are supposed to recommend or not recommend based on who would then pay for the drug. Like, that's truly incredible. I mean, that's low even for her. And my bar for her is already in the gutter. All right, continue.
From your pharmacist.
Well, most Americans are going to be able to get it from their pharmacy for free. Most Americans will be able to get it from their pharmacy for free.
The question is, everyone who wants it, that was your promise.
I never promised that I was going to recommend products for which there is no indication.
When you said...
And I know you've taken $855,000 from pharmaceutical companies, Senator.
Did you hold up a big sign saying that you were lying when you said that, because you are the one who said you would not take them away. Now, Senator Kennedy,
I'm not taking them away from anybody.
I mean, it's just there's nothing to call it other than evil. These people don't care about children's health. These people don't care at all about Americans' health. They don't care at all about any of that. And they sit up there in their ivory towers, greatly profiting off of Americans being more sick. And they want to tell RFK that he's the problem. I mean, it's just really, really rich. It is so, I would laugh if I could, if I wasn't just disgusted by the evilness of all of it. And like, this is just what is happening out in the open, that they're willing to portray themselves out in the open. Because Benny Johnson, actually, you should go to his X account and go view all of this. It's crazy. But they have got such a disgusting behind the scenes deep state operation that they are utilizing to undermine RFK within his own agency, which I told you guys was going to happen. I told you guys he was going to have a big problem because there were going to be a lot of people who he has to rely on to execute his policies and his vision that are going to stop him and prevent him from doing so. Benny Johnson tweeted out, whistleblowers inside HHS and CDC have just sent me critical information on an active sabotage operation taking place within the federal health departments. Left-wing career bureaucrats are in total panic over RFK Jr. shutting down their big pharma grift and are trying to take down the agencies from the inside. And they're using the CIA to do it. These people will stop at nothing. Says career CDC bureaucrats are distributing a CIA manual entitled Simple Sabotage to their subordinates. He said, I have multiple whistleblowers with firsthand direct evidence of this. The CDC ranks are now acting out the CIA strategy to the letter. So they've got walkouts, they've got, corporate media hits, they've got fake protests. They said it's all staged to systematically sabotage President Trump and RFK's health agenda. So we voted in large part for President Trump, who said he was going to bring RFK Jr. on to make America healthy again. We all voted for that. And these deep state bureaucrats are saying, no, we don't want that. We don't want that. We would rather keep America sick, because if they are sick, they are more dependent on government. And it's just interesting to see the divide in this country, because you've got places like Florida right now. And Florida, I am really, honestly, I'm kind of jealous. Florida's ending vaccine mandates for school kids. And so they have decided they're going in the correct direction. What is Latipo's title, Stephen? Why is this?
Surgeon General, Florida Surgeon.
Thank you. Yep. Florida Surgeon General. Joseph Latipo is like just tremendous in Florida. And hello, Texas. Why do I have to fill out an exemption to send my child to, why do I need an exemption from the government to send my child to school? That's nuts. Okay. Florida is out Texasing you again, Texas. Wake up. And so you got Florida, who sees the trends. They see the studies. They see the statistics. And they're saying, you know what? We're going to be on the right side of history. And then you have, well, the Western Seaboard, who California, Oregon, and Washington, they're teaming up to form a healthcare alliance of, to protect vaccine access, they say, which I read that to say they are definitely want to make sure to force everyone to get vaccinated, because then they can control you more. So it's just very interesting to see where it's headed on the horizon. But I just want to make one thing clear to Mr. Garrison, Michael Bennett over there in Colorado, who claims to speak for American parents. You don't speak for this American mom. And I 100% support RFK Jr. and every single thing that he is coming in and doing to shake up the CDC and the FDA and all of these other corrupt government agencies who have been literally poisoning us for decades upon decades. We are not on your side, Senator. We are not on your side. We voted for this. We expect it. And I don't know. Call me crazy. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only mom that feels this way. I don't think so. Come hell or high water, we expect for the government to deliver on these results, and you don't want to be in the way of a mama bear fighting for her children. I'll tell you that. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.